Here we go. Peace to the gods and goddesses, kings and queens, emperors and empresses, chiefs and priests of the motherfucking land. Hope you having a great cosmic rising or a great cosmic night, depending on when you catch or see this video. Sir! Gang, sir! In the building, nigga. Big Two Poetic OJ in the building, nigga. Big motherfucking Sentinel Guardian in the building, nigga. Big Atlanteans in the building, nigga. Nah, for real though, on some real shit though. You feel me? Enough of my Soluminati impression. I just miss Spiritual Soul, bro. That nigga disappeared on us again, you feel me? So, whatever. But, nah, I just wanted to speak on, you know, the current state of the world. And, you know, specifically, I want to speak on, I'm gonna just throw it out there. I want to speak on how the world is reverting back to the same environment that Atlantis was in. See, people don't know the entire Earth was tropical at one point, bro. You can look this up. The entire Earth, before the Earth was land, the Earth was all water. Then land formed, and when this land first formed, all of this land was mainly tropical, hot as shit. Why you think the dinosaurs was everywhere across the planet? Like, let me pull up the Mesozoic era, and then just pull up some images, right? Look at this shit. Notice tropical. A T-Rex on a fucking beach. That actually makes sense. Look at this. Swamps. You know, everything around the world was tropical, gang. Even in the mountains. This is like in the northern part of America right here. You can't tell me this doesn't look like somewhere in Oregon or like North Dakota, South Dakota, or somewhere in Wyoming. Like, this looks like the northern part of America, North America, but it's tropical. It's not cold. So the reason why I'm bringing that up, because if you notice, it's been hot everywhere around the world, not just America. Like last week, the entire Americas, I think it still is. As a matter of fact, the entire America right now is at 100 degrees everywhere. Michigan, 100 degrees is rare for them to get up there, bro. Now they're getting it. Ever since 2021, Michigan been reaching 100 degrees like it's normal now. I feel like it's on my lip. I guess that's my mustache here. Yeah, that's my mustache. I need to trim my mustache. But everywhere's been getting tropical. You know, of course the people in the South is used to 100-degree weather. We're used to this shit. This will be, the closer you get to the equator, the hotter it gets. But it's not just here. It's everywhere around the world. Why you think the ice caps is melting, nigga? The ice caps is melting because it's getting hot even in the cold places. Like winter, I think winter won't be a thing no more. Like the coldest it'll get for winter, like the lowest temps we will probably see for winter is like 50 degrees, 60 degrees. I don't even think it's going to go any lower than that during winter. I don't think it's going to go any lower than 50 degrees, maybe 40 at the least, because for the simple fact is each winter has been getting warmer and warmer. Last winter, nigga, yeah, it did get cold, but it was like on and off, bro. When last winter, especially when I was here in Texas, bro, it kept, one week it was cold, then the next week it was hot as shit, then one week it was cold, next week it's hot as shit. And I'm like, the only reason we're getting this cold is because of HARP. Your government can create Arctic blasts from the north by using HARP and manipulating the frequencies in the atmosphere in order to lower the not the atomic structure, but to lower the atomic vibration of the air molecules. So it does, so you know it can cool, and you know they send this burst of low frequency energy from the north. You know, because HARP is in Alaska, all the way up there in the north. It's taking that cold energy, and they're using, you know, bursts of frequencies to push that air all the way down to the south, which we would call Arctic. They call them Arctic blasts. Look it up. And they shoot all the way down to the south, reaching even, you know, northern, you know, the northern tips of Mexico, you know. So, but last year, like I said, you know, it was hot on and off. It was barely, it would get cold. Don't get me wrong. It'd be days, it'd be like 20 degrees, 30 degrees, cold as shit. But then next thing you know, next week now it's back 60 degrees, 70 degrees in the middle of winter. And then, soon as spring roll around, niggas didn't even get a chance to experience, a little bit of snow. Niggas didn't even get a chance to experience a little bit of snow. Soon as spring roll back around, now we back in 80 degree, 90 degree temps. And it's been doing this for the past few years now. Not just where I'm at, everywhere, nigga. Everywhere is getting warm. It's getting warm, and winter is slowly but surely dying off. I'm seeing this in real time. And any scientist, I'm talking about top notch, top grade, 5-star, 5-level clearance, level 5 clearance scientists will tell you that winter is slowly fading away due to what they will call it climate change. Now let me fire up that gas real quick. Fire a little bit of gas real quick. I gotta go get some more later on. My plug got jumped by 4 Mexicans yesterday. Story time. Well, he didn't get jumped, my bad. They attempted to jump him. Let me just say that. All 4 of them got their ass beat. That shit crazy to me. 4 Mexicans attempted to jump my plug, and all 4 of them got their ass beat. And it's crazy, bro. Shout out to my plug. That's my brother, though. But yeah. Winter is slowly but surely fading off, bro. And niggas is not talking about that because this is going to affect a specific group of people that live here in America that already has problems with the heat and the sun. See, the sun rays in the heat of the sun is 2 different things. Just because you feel the sun's rays, well, my bad. Just because you feel the heat in the air doesn't mean that's the sun's rays. No, that's radiation. Like, there's different forms of radiation coming off the sun. There's 3 types of major radiation coming off the sun right now. Gamma radiation, UV radiation, and X-ray radiation. And these radiations are hot. This is the heat that you're really feeling. Like, I'm finna tell you why it's so hot, right? It's so hot because, for example, right? You know how how does a microwave work? A microwave works by sitting in these microwave frequencies inside of the food that hits the water molecules inside the food to heat it up. So it's technically heating up the food from the inside out. So what you think is happening to specific niggas that can't take the sun and shit? And then what you think is happening to the water in the air around you? You gotta think about that too, because there's a lot of. You gotta remember, this year we experiencing a lot of an abnormal amount of what they call it, humidity. That's what I was looking for. We've been experiencing an abnormal amount of humidity across the planet. And we know that humidity, that means there's a lot of water in the air. There's a lot of moisture, water molecules in the air. Water is one of the, if not the most perfect form of radiation absorber, because water can absorb all forms of radiation. So what you think is happening to that water in the air is absorbing that radiation off the sun out the air, and it's making it more hot. And you gotta think about it. We live in concrete. This is the reason why it's reaching 100-degree temps in these cities and shit. If we had trees and shit still around the fucking Americas, it wouldn't even be as hot as you think it would. It would really be like 80-something, nigga. Maybe 90-something. On God, nigga, scientifically, nigga, it would be like 80-something, 90-something degrees if we ain't have all these concrete jungles, nigga. If you look at the fucking cities, what are they mainly made of? Fucking glass and concrete, nigga. All that damn concrete streets, concrete buildings, glass buildings. It's in downtown. Because, you know, all cities have downtowns. You feel me? All cities have downtowns. And when you go downtown, nigga, it ain't nothing but giant ass, buildings, glass buildings and skyscrapers that's reflecting nothing but heat and light. And it's just making it hotter in the city. And plus the concrete absorbs all that heat, nigga. This is why out there in Arizona, when niggas can't even walk the ground in Arizona because they fucking shoes would melt. These niggas' shoes be melting and shit, nigga. That don't make power lines be melting and shit. That's how hot it is, nigga. That shit burning through rubber. So that's what I'm saying. If we had like, I don't know how to explain it, gang. I know we need roads now because we got cars and shit. But I feel like they could have made roads differently where cars could like, you feel me? Like simple dirt roads that could, you feel me, easily, every car just a off-road. Just make every car off-road car. They got the resources and the money to do it. And just make the roads more like simple dirt roads, pathways that's been paved, cut down. I wouldn't say paved, but cut down, but it's still earth. You feel me? So it doesn't absorb heat, cause the fucking dirt doesn't absorb heat. Grass and shit, and it don't absorb all that heat, nigga. It absorbs the radiation. I mean, not the radiation, but it absorbs the frequencies and the rays, but it doesn't absorb the heat, the radiation. But when we looking at the concrete on the ground, everywhere in the fucking city, everywhere you go, there's concrete, nigga, sidewalks, roads and shit, buildings. That's absorbing all that heat and it's reflecting all that heat all across the local area, and it just makes it more hot. That's the only reason it's 100 degrees in all these cities, nigga. But I guarantee you, if you go in the country, it'll be less. It'll be about 90 degrees at the most. 90 degrees at the most, because it's not as much shit in the woods and out there, and the wind is blowing more and all that shit. Like, come on now. That's the only reason that it's so hot like that, bro. That's the only reason it's so hot like that. Niggas think it's the end of the world because it's the climate change is increasing the temperature and shit. No, bro. It's not the end of the world, bro. The only reason, like I said, the only reason we reaching these high temps is because of the simple fact, concrete jungles. And that's why, like, a lot of these concrete jungles is gonna be destroyed. AKA, that's what I call cities now. I don't call them cities no more. I just call them concrete jungles. These concrete jungles will no longer be here, nigga. A lot of them are gonna get reclaimed by the earth. A lot of this land that these concrete jungles on is gonna get reclaimed by the earth. Like, if you ever watch any apocalypse movie, like I Am Legend, zombie apocalypse movie, or even in after a catastrophic event like a flood or some shit or a meteorite, guess what grows and starts taking over these concrete jungles when there's no more humans to maintain it? The earth. You start seeing plants grow through the buildings and shit. Trees is starting to grow in places, nigga, they shouldn't even be growing, but they're growing there because they're able to do it. Nigga, they're reclaiming that land. You got motherfucking flowers cracking up through the concrete because there's no more humans to maintain the earth no more. So guess who has to maintain the earth? Itself. The earth gonna always maintain itself, nigga, with or without us, nigga. So, like I said, it's got to go back to that. And these is unnatural environments we live in anyways when you really think about it, bro. Because for the simple fact, it's not supposed to be this hot, but it's only this hot because of what we built. And on top of that, the oceans are warming up. The reason why the oceans is warming up is because these freshwater glaciers keep melting into the ocean. And it's disrupting the salinity and the density of the ocean as well. And, salt water is a very heavy water. It's a very dense water because for the simple fact there's a lot of sodium, which is a metal. You feel me? A metal. It's not a heavy metal, but it's a metal. You feel me? That's in the water. That's salinity. You feel me? And when you have this fresh water removing a lot of that salinity, it's making that water less dense, and it's making it more easier for the oceans to be heated up. A lot of the rays can reach deeper into the ocean to heat it up even more. And what happens when you heat up water? It turns into steam, nigga. And that steam starts to turn into clouds. What we call clouds. You feel me? What we learned in science class. And not only that, it's not just clouds too. The shit turns into moisture. This is why it's so humid across the coastal lines everywhere around the world. Any country that has coastal lines, nigga, is hot on the coast. It's hot a little, and even further inland. It's getting hot further inland because a lot of that humidity is able to reach further inland now because it's so abnormally warm in the ocean, causing the oceans to steam up even more. This is why they trying to hurry up and say that, we might experience what we would call a Category 6 hurricane. meteorologists and weather scientists are thinking about putting category 6 on the chart now for hurricane levels. They're thinking about throwing in category 6 because the simple fact, because of climate change, bro, and it's making the weather even stronger. So it's a potential fact we might see a hurricane level 6 come to, the Americas or anywhere, because there's a lot of hurricanes in the Pacific. If you really look now, there's been a lot more hurricanes in the Pacific Ocean now. They've been getting hurricanes, Japan and them, Mexico, they all been getting hurricanes and shit in California. But it's just, back in the day, like 2000, since I've been on this earth, nigga, I'm 25. Since I've been on this earth and keeping track of weather, because I love weather, a lot of the most devastating hurricanes that I know comes from been developing in the Atlantic for years on end now. Don't get me wrong, Japan and Thailand and out there, they got some, they don't got hit with some devastating ass typhoons, because they call them typhoons. But they don't got hit with some devastating ass typhoons, nigga. But us, nigga, we don't got hit with the worst of it. But now, in this year, like, I've been seeing a lot of hurricanes starting to pop back up more in the Pacific now, more than the Atlantic. Because I've been checking the Atlantic. Ain't been shit going on, really. It's been chilling. I ain't gonna lie. It's been chilling. I'm not saying we couldn't get hit with some shit at any point, because we're just now getting into the start of hurricane season. What they didn't tell people is that hurricane season starts earlier now, and it ends a little later now because of climate change. You feel me? It starts a little earlier and it ends a little later now. This means it has a longer time period to form and cause a lot of chaos and havoc, right? Hurricane season started when tornado season started. Fuck me, you mean? The hurricane season started right when it started spring. It got hot and shit, 90 degrees. That's when it started, nigga. And it's gonna end later now. You feel me? They say hurricane season ends around November, I think. Hold on, let me Google it. When does hurricane season end? Yeah, November. So it starts June and it ends November. But that shit started, nigga, hurricane season started in fucking April, nigga. And that shit's gonna end, yeah, I still say about the same time, November, maybe December this time, though. Yeah, we might have to start pushing it back, because it still be warm around November for them to even form. So we might see level 6 hurricanes. And on top of that, look at all the earthquakes we've been seeing recently. Nigga, California just almost got hit with a tsunami, nigga. California just almost got hit with a tsunami. There was an 8.8 earthquake. Yeah, there was an 8.8 earthquake in Russia that was so powerful, niggas thought California was gonna get hit with a big ass tsunami. And niggas was evacuating. And then there was another place that almost got hit with a tsunami. It wasn't California. I think it was Japan. Yeah, that one rush, Hawaii, California, Japan, nigga. Facts. All because of a giant ass earthquake in Russia. No. Hold on, let me see something. Hold on. Wasn't there a Hawaii? There's earthquakes happening in Hawaii right now. One was a 2.8. That's crazy. They're happening every day. Damn, Hawaii has been having a consistent amount of earthquakes for the past. Look at this shit. Y'all. I just Googled Hawaii earthquake. Look at this. 2.8, 2.6, 2.5. August 1. July 29th. July 28th. July 20. This is back to back, nigga. Damn. This is like consistent energy. So it was something else. It wasn't the Russian earthquake. It was something else. I think it was a volcano or something that caused another. Yeah, it was the volcanic eruption. Look at this shit. Holy shit, nigga. So yeah, it was that volcano, but look at this shit. Indonesia volcano erupts in electrifying fashion. Look at that. There's electricity coming out of that volcano. How does that work? There's something in these mountains coming out of them, bro. And when they come out, they display this kind of energy. How does a volcano create fucking lightning? Like, come on now. So it says Mount Lewatobi Laki Laki lit up in the night sky with glowing lava and bolts of lightning when the volcano erupted yesterday. This shit just erupted yesterday. So look at all these volcanoes, earthquakes, floods, you know, everything is picking up, nigga. Everything is picking up. And now we on a flash. Now the whole East Coast is on a flash flood warning. Look at this shit. Because of all that moisture. Now, I guess, you know, it's dry out there in California and shit. But out here, nigga, look at all that moisture. Cooler and less humid, you know, in the north. Look at all that. All that water is moving around, bro. I want to let everybody know. I'm finna pull this up too. I'm glad I'm seeing this. There's a reason why they telling you this shit right here. I want to let y'all know a lot of people are gonna get struck by lightning more. Even if it's stormed for just 2 seconds, nigga. A lot of people are gonna get struck by lightning more. I've been seeing it this past year. I don't know what it has to do. I know I spoke on this before with the ethers. The ethers are gonna become more electrified. So this means we're gonna see a lot of electricity, like we're gonna see a lot of anomalous events happen with electricity and lightning. And these red sprites that niggas be calling red sprites that niggas be seeing, the most rare lightning that you can ever see is red sprites. That's what they call them. Like a red sprite, red drink. Let me chill. Put that red in that sprite, you get that what? You mix that red with that green, you get that what? That walk. Now let me chill. Let me chill. I'm talking about some Resident Evil. I ain't talking about no Link. I'm talking about Resident Evil. It's a meme from my Resident Evil gameplay. But look right here. How to tell how far away lightning is by counting. Did you see a flash of lightning? Start counting because you can tell how far the thunderstorm is, and if it's time to head indoors. So when after you see lightning, start counting. It takes about 5 seconds for the sound of thunder, which originates from lightning bolts, to travel 1 mile. So it takes 5 seconds for a thunder for some thunder, for you to hear some thunder. It takes thunder, the sound of thunder, to travel 1 mile in 5 seconds. So if you count to 10 between seeing the lightning and hearing the thunder, then the flash occurred about 2 miles away. So the trick is to work because lightning travels much faster than sound. Lightning is visible almost instantly, while thunder takes time to reach your ears depending on how far away the strike occurred. That is, you know. But I want to let you know this. Lightning can strike up to 10 miles away. Lightning doesn't just strike. This shit can literally strike this nigga right here. Even if I didn't even know that shit. When I found that shit, I was like, what the fuck? Nigga, they say lightning can strike. How far can lightning strike? Look at this. Lightning can strike up to 10 miles away from a thunderstorm, and even further in some cases, making it crucial to seek shelter at the first sign of thunder. While lightning bolts are typically 2 to 3 miles long, they can travel horizontally up to 25-40 miles before potentially striking the ground. Boats from the blue can strike from a considerable distance, emphasizing the need to be cautious even when the storm appears far as fuck. So like if you see that motherfucker 10 miles away, nigga, that motherfucker can still hit you from there. You can be like, damn, that bitch far as fuck and this shit still hit me, nigga. But when you think about it, 10 miles is not far, bro. 10 miles is not far. That's a 10-minute drive, nigga. That's literally a 10-minute drive. If you're driving 50 miles per hour, right, to a place that's 10 miles away, nigga, you're gonna get there in about like 10-15 minutes, bro. That's not that far. That's literally driving from your side, from the east side of your city to the west side of your city. You see what I'm saying? Now, if we talking 50 miles away, now that's some super shit. 50 miles away, that's like a 30, 40 minute drive away. That's far as fuck. But even then, 10 miles is still far when you think about it. Would you walk 10 miles? I mean, shit, if you got to and there ain't no cars. But would you walk 10 miles if it's cars and buses around? Hell no. So, hold on. My bad, y'all. People getting struck by lightning, right? So, 3 people struck by lightning. If we just pull up the news, right? Look at this shit. Look how many people been getting struck by lightning this year, right? 1 dead, 14 injured after being struck by lightning in New Jersey. Blue Springs, man narrowly misses being struck by lightning during storm. Man dies after getting struck by lightning on North Carolina waterway. Ohio man struck by lightning on July 4th died. This is all this year. Person struck by lightning in Iredell County. People keep getting struck by lightning. 4 reports in about 24 hours. Damn. Woman riding lawnmower in coma after being struck by lightning. Watch man nearly get hit by lightning while delivering food during New Jersey thunderstorms. Everybody is getting, I don't know what the fuck happening. These storms are becoming more like electrified. That's all I can say, gang. That's really all I can say. Along Pender Coast, like, and I can keep going. North Carolina gamer shocked by lightning while live streaming. I remember seeing this too. Oh God, this was last week. New Jersey man, like you. What are the odds of being struck by lightning? Like, cause lightning. I'm gonna be honest with you. It says the odds of being struck by lightning in a given year is less than 1 in a million. That's a fucking lie. According to the Center for Disease Control, there are after all an estimated 40 million lightning strikes each year in the United States. According to Statistica, there were 14 fatalities and 56 injuries reported due to lightning in the United States in 2022. 19 died and 53, and so on, so on. But most lightning strikes occur in the summer months, especially July during the afternoon and the evening. Look at the numbers, the play on numbers is doing here. From 2006 to 2021, there were 444 lightning strikes deaths in the United States, according to the CDC. The national weather, only about 10% of people get struck by lightning. I feel like they capping about that shit, bro. Because a lot of niggas this year be getting popped by that shit, nigga. I almost got popped by that shit not too long ago, nigga, when I was walking, nigga. On God, nigga, I was walking, nigga. And I was looking at the clouds. I was like, why them bitches look like that? I'm like, damn, them hoes. And I was like, them hoes coming in quick. Nigga, I'm looking in the distance. I'm like, I see why they look like that. That's straight rain, because the clouds look blurred. And I was like, why they look blurred like that? Like, fucked up. And when I realized it, I'm like, they're blurred. I'm like, it's blurred because that's rain. And the shit was close as fuck coming in, because it was like, you can see the blur from the ground up to the sky. And I was like, what the fuck, is that, a fog or some shit? And when that shit came in, nigga, all that rain started hitting on me. I was like, oh shit. I was like, I gotta get back to the crib, nigga. And I wasn't too far from the crib, but still, I had to cross through like this big ass field through that shit just to get the field big as shit, but I can get across it quick enough. You feel me? And you know, I'm like, and next thing you know, I'm here, nigga, I hear a crack of lightning in the distance. I'm like, oh fuck, and I was like, I had to cross that field. So nigga, right before I get up to the field, nigga, I hear a loud ass lightning bolt crack. I'm talking about that shit cracked not too far from me, bro. That shit, I'm like, oh shit. I was like, damn. I was like, yeah, I gotta get to the crib. This shit crazy, nigga. I'm like, please don't let me get popped while I'm getting across this bitch, bro. But yeah, as soon as I'm like, right before I get up into the field to run across that bitch, like to my left, I say about maybe about a whole football field away, because it's a big ass field. It's a couple football fields, but about a football field away, nigga. Lightning bolt crack down, loud as shit, nigga. I'm like, oh nah. Then I hurry up and get my ass across the field. Boom, cut through the wood trails, and I'm there at my crib. You feel me? So, but I feel like if I was on the field before that boat took place, that boat would have hit me instead. Like, oh, because if you run, I think running makes it worse. Like trying to run under a storm. I just did it anyways. I said, fuck it. But trying to run under a storm makes you like, I don't know, I don't know how, but I heard of it somewhere. But running under a storm while there's lightning strikes and shit makes it worse. Like it makes the storm target you for some reason. I guess you like generating electricity and it picks up on that. I don't know. So you know, I just said fuck it, nigga. I seen that boat. I said shit. I know that energy. When I seen that shit, I was like, I know the energy dispersed in this area while I got enough time to get across this bitch. Because you know when lightning bolts go off, it's releasing energy, and it takes a minute for that energy. It takes like a couple minutes for that energy to build back. It don't take long, but it do take like a minute, maybe a minute or two before that energy build back up again, and then another lightning bolt needs to go off so that energy can release. So I knew then I was like, oh, let me go on and get across this bitch while I still got that time, while there's energy building back up in that in this storm. So yeah, a lot of people been getting struck by lightning bolts, and that's interesting to me. Like, this cloud to ground lightning is picking up more and more, and that's because of the energy, what they will call climate change. The energy is picking up on the planet. The Kundalini energy is rising amongst the planet. The electricity of the planet is picking up to the point where we're seeing a lot of more electricity move around the planet and hit shit. You feel me? So, all in all, I ain't gonna yap too much more. You feel me? I just wanted to let people know that the Earth is going back tropical. We're going back into like an aquatic based realm. You feel me? You gotta remember, everything originates from the ocean. All life comes from the ocean. Niggas think life just came from, like, no, scientifically all life formed from the ocean. So what is in there that we don't know about? You gotta remember, the water is a higher realm. Maybe we've been living life kind of different. Maybe we don't know, truly understand what we're living in. The sky is a whole different realm itself, but we don't know because they said that we're under a firmament to separate the waters from the waters. So that means there has to be more waters in the higher realms, because if you look it up, 70% of the universe is made of hydrogen. And what is hydrogen? Water. But it's water in a higher state. So this is maybe the primordial waters, and then you have the ancient waters, which will be the oceans. And the oceans is where we truly originate from. Considering, when you really think about it, the liquid realms is a higher realm than where we're at, because liquid vibrates on a higher frequency, which even allows liquid to be liquid. Because remember, solid is the lowest frequency and the lowest densified, the slowest densified realm. You feel me? Because the atoms are moving so slow that objects appear solid. You feel me? The atoms are moving so slow in this controller that this object appears solid, but they're not really solid. These atoms still have space. Like, if you was to look at this under like a real powerful microscope, you will still see the space between the atoms on this controller. So this controller is not even solid for real. But the only reason it's solid is because the atoms are moving slow to the point where these atoms can create a connection between each other through their auras, or their biofields, electromagnetic fields, to where they can stick together to create solid objects, because they're moving that slow to be around each other. But when they start to vibrate fast, if I was to light this controller on fire, I would literally turn this controller into metal. I mean, not metal. I would literally turn this controller into liquid. If I was to put this controller in some very, very extreme conditions of heat, it would turn into a liquid. You feel me? Because I'm melting it into a higher state. And then if I melt that liquid with even hotter, heat, radiation, that liquid will turn into a gas. You see what I'm saying? And then when I heat that gas up into an even higher state with even higher temperatures, it turns into what we know as plasma, electricity, fire. You feel me? Shit like that. So think about the ocean the same way. We on the solid realms right now, the physical realms right now, Earth, and then the liquid realms, the higher vibration, higher frequencies, the ocean. You feel me? That's why things happen different in the ocean. This is why sound travels faster in the ocean than it does in the air. And then who knows what's even beyond the ocean, because only 80% of the ocean only 20% of the ocean has been uncharted. Has been charted and mapped and has been discovered. But the rest of the 80% of the ocean is uncharted, unmapped territory that we don't know about. and we don't know what the fuck is going on down there. So this is why I tell people, pay attention to the ocean. You're gonna see a lot of things happen with the ocean this year. I don't told niggas years back, niggas gonna start talking about Atlantis more. Now you see a lot of niggas starting to talk about Atlantis. Like, yeah, nigga, this is Atlantis. You feel me? Niggas is tuning back into that Atlantean energy, that divine energy. Let me show you something right now. This is what we lived in right here. We lived in shit like this. You see how it's natural, it's one with the earth, but it's still advanced? This is what we was living in, nigga. And this is what niggas gonna start tuning, we gonna start tuning in back into this shit. This is the type of shit, hold on. This is the type of shit we was living in, shit like this. You dig? Shit like this. Shit like this on the coastal lines. Shit like this. You feel me? Something like this, one with nature. Right up on the beach where a lot of water is at, because we can use that water to create what? Free energy, nigga. Free energy, nigga. Free energy, nigga. Ooh, look at this. I feel like I stayed somewhere like this, nigga. Ooh, look at that purple. Ooh. I would say purple and gold, my bad, y'all. That blue and gold. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Something like that is what we're gonna go. This is what's gonna have to be removed, and we're gonna go back to shit like that. You dig? So this is what people. This is the type of aesthetic that people want now. I've been feeling that otherworldly, aquatic like energy. Niggas want that aquatic energy now. Yeah, I feel it. Niggas wanna be more near the ocean now. Yeah, that's how we always live. Our people naturally lived on the coastlines, where a lot of the fruits grow at, where a lot of the water is, and we can take that water and use the kinetic energy of water to create free energy. What you think a hydro generator is, nigga? See, you got solar generators, but they don't tell you about hydro generators, where you can use the movement of water to create energy. That's what the dams is, the Hoover Dam and all these other dams they got across the world. That's what they're used for. They're using the movement of water to generate mass amounts of unlimited electricity, nigga. Free energy. And then Nikola Tesla taught niggas how to get electricity straight from the air. You can generate free energy straight from the air and straight from the ground. Easy work. And that's what a lot of people is becoming aware of now. New scientists will start to pop out of what we call the normal population, us. You feel me? The regular people that's constantly trying to figure out what's going on at the top. You're gonna have people like us start to pop out and revolutionize humanity, bro. With free energy inventions, bro. Niggas are gonna learn how to create magnetic generators that can self-power themselves and not stop. And then we gonna fuck around and start creating quantum reactors. Listen to what I say now. I know I'm jumping over people's heads. Humanity will find something. I say around 2050, bro. 2050, nigga. If we can get there without all this chaos, if we can get these parasitical invaders off the planet, bro, by 2050, that's just 20 years from now, 2 decades. We see how fast time moving. Maybe even 2040, we will see. Humanity will make a groundbreaking discovery with quantum physics and learning how to create a quantum reactor. Not a nuclear reactor. We already got nuclear reactors, but they're hella dangerous, so we don't really need them. But now that niggas has been diving in quantum physics and using supercomputers and AI and shit, niggas will be able to build something called a quantum reactor, which can literally just generate energy straight from the heart of the universe, bro. We'll literally be able to generate energy just straight from nothing. Free energy straight from nothing. You feel me? And it's gonna be self-powered. Like, and that shit is what's gonna allow us to reach interstellar travel, you know, and establish our species on other planets across the realm. We will be, you know, begin to be known. We will start to be known as an intergalactic species by 2030, bro. Just by the shit that's going on now. So, all in all, More shit will be coming soon. I appreciate y'all. I value y'all. I ain't did a video like this in a minute, but I just thought I'd do one because I had to do one for y'all, man. Y'all stay in tune, man. And like always, ooh, I don't know what that was. Like always, I'll be back with another one. One love, make universal love, y'all. I'm out.